I often have to cut into the brain in certain specific.
Have you ever noticed how a camera doesn't just show a movie? It actually makes you feel it. Not dialogue, not the score, it's the camera's movement. Camera movement is one of the most vital and impactful storytelling tools in cinema. It doesn't just capture action, it shapes how the audience experiences a story. The movement of the camera can guide attention, create emotion, and set the energy of the scene, making moments feel tense, intimate, or powerful depending on how it's used. It can also reveal information, reflect a character's perspective, and build atmosphere. Camera movement shapes how we feel and think while watching a film, making it one of the most effective ways to immerse viewers into the narrative. Today we'll break down the core camera movements, such as pans and tilts, tracking shots, dolly and POV shots, and why directors choose one over another. The choice of gear matters for each one of these techniques. A handheld can create a more organic movement, which may feel more natural or energetic depending on its use. A tripod is far more stable, providing smooth and controlled movements. A crane is mostly used for vertical grandeur, but can also include wide panoramic views. By the end, you'll see film language in motion, not just in themes. Pan and tilt are both the most fundamental camera movements. Think of a pan like your head turning side to side. It can follow action on the horizontal, revealing new information, or connect people and places in a single shot. A tilt is similar in practice, but with very different results. It moves on the vertical axis, looking up and down, revealing perspective changes, landscapes, heights, or dramatic revelations. The term pan comes from the word panorama, meaning a wide-angle view. In camera movements, that is the side-to-side rotation, which is used to follow or reveal actions, landscapes, or information, and establishes relationships between subjects. Framing and angle choice play a crucial role in these types of shots. A low-angle pan conveys power or scale. An eye-level pan mirrors a character's perspective. A high-angle pan, bird's eye view, is often used in establishing shots. Additionally, speed also matters. A slow or medium pan creates a contemplative mood or builds anticipation. A whip pan, fast pan, generates energy or disorientation and is often used as a transition. A tilt provides up and down rotation, introducing perspective changes, landscapes, height, or of course, dramatic reveals. It's important to highlight the directional importance of tilts. Unlike pan, direction is especially important in a tilt. As shown in Little Miss Sunshine, an upwards tilt, so looking down up, emphasizes on revealing a scenery or character. A downwards tilt, up down, creates melancholy, showing diminishment. Overall, not only do both methods create a detailed understanding of the setting, but they also shape how the audience feels. A slow pan or tilt can build tension and anticipation, while a whip pan or tilt can create confusion, depicting chaos, making the viewer get immersed into the moment. The tracking shot is a powerful filmmaking technique used to convey atmosphere, explore the environment, and add dynamic to the frames. It follows one or more characters across a scene for a noticeable period of time, immersing viewers in their movement. It's tracking characters' movements. This is where the name tracking shot comes from. Previously, tracking was defined as sideways camera movement. However, after the creation of the dolly, a wheeled device that allows for smooth filming, a distinction between tracking and dolly movements was created. Today, dolly refers specifically to in and out movement, while truck means left and right movement. One of the earliest examples of this technique is from Gaviria, which pioneered traveling shots. Tracking shots can create powerful emotional impact. By continuously following the subject, they are able to immerse the viewer into the action, making them feel part of the scene rather than just observers. Long takes often become iconic because of how deeply they can immerse the audience. Like in 1917, where the camera follows a soldier running in a battlefield, the uninterrupted movement mirrors his desperation and urgency, pulling the viewer into the chaos of war. In The Shining, a tracking shot was used to establish the surroundings and background, adding a horror element to the final scene. Initially, the camera tracks straight ahead, but when the main character enters the maze, the frame follows, repeating every turn. This creates a sense of involvement and allows the viewer to feel like they're in the character's shoes. And in Hugo, where a smooth floating tracking shot was used to convey an air of mystery to better reveal the location and convey a scene of fairy tale likeness. The camera follows the subject's every movement, twisting and turning as he moves through the scenario. These examples perfectly portray some of the tracking shot's key traits, such as the camera following the subject with or without cuts during a determined period of time, and dynamic compositions that help filmmakers to explore settings. A dolly shot is a specific type of tracking shot. The camera smoothly rides on a dolly that rolls along a track or wheels. It's extremely important not to confuse dolly with zoom, since both change the size of the subject in relation to the frame. A zoom adjusts the focal length of the camera and make the subject look smaller or bigger without moving the camera itself. A dolly, however, physically moves the camera towards or away the subject, which creates a much more natural sense of closeness or distance. Dolly shots are designed to be precise camera movements that are used to smoothly push into, pull out, or track characters' lateral movements as they are walking, running, or fighting. A dolly is mainly designed to emphasize dialogue, capture various emotions, or a moment of realization. It physically approximates the camera to the character, increasing our connection and empathy to the emotions they are experiencing, like in Christopher Nolan's Interstellar, where Brand explains the essence of love.
But maybe we've spent too long trying to figure all this out with theory.
You're a scientist, Bran.
So listen to me. When I say that love isn't something we invented, it's observable, powerful. It has to mean something.
A dolly out, on the other hand, is used to capture the environment around the subject or show emotionally disconnect by physically distancing the character from the viewer. However, dolly out enhances the feeling of isolation, loneliness, and disconnect, as shown in The Joker. and the circular dolly shot, which is meant to immerse the audience into the story, creating the feeling as if the viewer was participating in the conversation. It enhances the feeling of friendship and intimacy between characters, perfectly covered by the 7-minute-long lunchtime scene in Death Proof.
Agility, reflexes, nimbleness. There's few human beings that can fuck with Zoe on that front.
Oh, Kim, I like you too.
Having said that, before you get too envious of Zoe's prowess, you're missing the most important part of that story. You didn't fall in the...
Another interesting use of dolly is the combination of a dolly with a zoom, particularly known as zolly. The zolly is created by simultaneously dollying and zooming out, or vice versa. The zolly is particularly useful when filmmakers want to provoke the feeling of uneasiness, anxiety, paranoia, and sudden realization when used properly. Finally, we have the subject camera or POV shot. As it's more commonly known, it's the most intimate type of camera movement, showing the world from the character's point of view, letting the audience experience both their actions and emotions through characters' eyes. Early uses of this type of shot focus on moral impact and were commonly used by directors to explore moral questions and character psychology, like in Rear Window, where Hitchcock reflected on voyeurism, making viewers question their own judgment while observing others, while Antonioni's Blow Up was explored the fragility of perception, depicting a main character who struggles against a world whose meaning seems lost. Later filmmakers expanded POV further. Directors like Roeg and Ruiz experimented with time, color, and overlapping perspectives to reveal how people perceive reality. Kubrick's films such as 2001: A Space Odyssey and The Shining used POV to express inner consciousness and hidden cruelty. The subjective camera challenges viewers to see through another's eyes and feel directly connected to the story. The subjective camera relies more on artistic intent than on technical components, while it continues to evolve with new technologies and changing audiences' taste. Its core idea remains the same. It is meant to guide what we see and how we feel, working alongside movements like pans, tilts, and tracking shots to immerse the viewer fully into the story.
Right, Private. It is our duty to ensure that no harm comes to the cripple. Understood? Follow on.
Camera movement is one of the most powerful tools in filmmaking, shaping how audiences experience a story. Techniques like pans, tilts, dollies, tracking shots, and POVs immerse viewers, guide attention, reveal information, and evoke emotion. Pans and tilts can establish setting, show perspective, and build tension, while dolly and tracking shots create dynamic engagement and bring audiences directly into the action. The subjective camera takes this further, allowing viewers to see through a character's eyes, explore morality, perception, and emotional depth. Across all these methods, the choices in movement, angle, and speed shape not just what we see, but how we feel, making camera work essential to storytelling and cinematic artistry.